Back to the fourth part of the Xtra Factor, or what I like to call half four. In a moment, we'll be catching up with Kandy Rain and mopping up their tears and showering them with love. But first, it's time to catch up with two people who are not only creative geniuses, but they're pretty good looking too. It's vocal coach Yvie Burnett and creative director Brian Freeman. Hi. So, first of all, let's talk about, obviously, what's happened to Kandy Rain. From a vocal point of view, do you think that they were the weakest vocal out there tonight, or...?
Well, I would have said, in some ways, yes, because, you know, the girls wanted to work on the singing, they really did, but they didn't have the chance to progress and do that. But when they came out with a Save Me song, I must say they did a pretty amazing vocal, and I've never heard them given as much as they did with that.
It was the perfect song
It
for
was.
them. The moment they sang it, I just went, oh my God, this all makes sense.
Yeah.
And I can't, in a way, part of me was sort of, when Simon went, oh, I wanted to see more, I sort of did, you know?
I mean, I think they could have really improved because they wanted so much to be taken seriously as singers and to not just be an act that kind of sung a bit. They wanted to work on singing and be individual voices. So it's such a shame when you only get 1 week to show the world what you do. You know, it's hard.
Brian, I mean, what do you think about it? Do you think they got a bit of an unfair ride by the press, by us, by everybody? Do you think it was just a little bit unfair?
A little unfair, but it is what it is. They vote through who they want to be there, and it's their decision to see who stays. My problem with everything that went down was they said they wanted to be taken seriously as a girl group. They didn't say we want to change our image. They didn't say that at all, so I don't think they should have been held up to you need to be in a three-piece suit. You need to wear long dresses. That wasn't what they are, you know?
And it really isn't, and actually it would have been wrong,
It would have been.
If they were here next week, I know that you guys kind of work on things slightly in advance. Do you think, although you might not have necessarily agreed with it, do you reckon you might have choreographed something a little bit more demure?
Absolutely not.
Oh, really?
I would have played up their assets.
You'd have put some holes up
They
there
are
on the
who they
stage.
are, and I think everyone who did vote for them and who loved them expected them to be what they are, and I think that they had a market, and they played to their market, and they shouldn't have done anything else.
And they still do have that market. You know, I think
Exactly.
they'll leave here and they will do really well at what they do. And, you know, there's a market for girls who look sexy and you know, that's them.
But we can't forget Rachel. I mean, Rachel was incredible. I mean, she really did go for it again, and everybody was shocked that she was even there.
She was first. You know, it's happened so many times before. With 12 acts performing, you forget what you see. When I left here last night and people would ask me, who did you love? I couldn't remember.
Well,
you
she
know,
kind of had it all in her
performance.
performance last night, didn't she? She had the vocal, and you gave her quite a tough sort of routine there. I mean, she was on voice.
She was great. I mean, she stood out. I sort of chose her when we were talking yesterday, I think, as one of the acts that I thought was strongest last night. But I do think it was such a long show, because at the beginning, when we've got 12 acts, it's a long time from the first one to the last one.
You look at Alexandra last year, her first performance was nowhere near what Rachel did at all. You know, when I worked with Alexandra, I gave her such minimal stuff. I gave Rachel so much this time, and she took it all on.
Well, let's look towards next week now. We've got a little clip of you guys sort of working on some new things and a little bit of backstage gossip. Let's just have a little look.
Where do broken hearts go?
The problem with Joe is so young that to all of us, you know, we know these classic Whitney songs. That to learn a song, he's got to learn what it's about. It's quite a mature song, and he's just a young boy. So.
Oh no, oh no.
The key thing right now, where was that high note?
G.
G. We can do better.
I feel like I'm putting a bit of strain on my voice, just because it's early morning or what?
So we've only got those three guys because that's all who we managed to catch up with. But Ollie's got a sore throat. That's a bit scary,
Well, it's
isn't
good
it?
because what day is it? Sunday.
Yeah.
So if you're going to get a sore throat, then at least it's not Friday. I just said to him, you know, we can rest up a bit. You know, he can do a lot of his dancing or whatever, and we can rest the voice for quite a few days until we actually have to do proper sound checks. So, you know, he'll be fine.
Good. And it seems that Jamie's really, like, wanting to push himself. He's like, that, no, give me higher notes.
Yeah, he's always like that, Jamie. I think he wants to sing the highest note possible, Jamie. So you kind of got to watch him a bit.
He's listening here, winking over there.
No, he'll be good.
And Joe, you know, this is quite a grown-up song for him. Are you going to give him some grown-up moves, whatever they are?
Joe is going to give another strong performance. He did so good this week. To me, he was one of the people who surprised me the most. You know, I expected him to be a little bit more clammed up and introverted, and he came out of his shell last night. So sky's the limit now.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you so much. You guys, as always, are brilliant. Is there any performance we can really look forward to next week?
John and Edward.
Really? Really?
Oh, yeah.
We love
It's so
John and
funny because
Edward.
they
Yeah, we
scared
do.
me so much in the beginning. I wanted to tape their mouths shut, and now I love them. Like, I can't get enough of them, so.
And you know who else? Rachel.
Really?
Because this girl is determined now, and I have a feeling we will have an amazing
It is
performance
interesting.
from her.
It does put the fire in their belly, doesn't it?
It does.
It really,
I can see
really
it in her
does.
eyes. She's not going to
I'm
let us
so
down.
excited.
She's going to be
Whitney
out there.
Houston.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I know.
Can't
It's
wait.
going to be genius. Well, look, thank you as always, and I will see you guys next week.
See you
okay.
then.
Thank you.
Thank
Yvie and
you.
Brian. Now, sadly, they may be out of the competition, but Kandy Rain gave it their all tonight.